What is up, everybody? Welcome to episode 6 of You Saw That Right. And let me tell you something. These episodes are getting juicier and juicier because, boy, today do we have quite the main topic. However, we will get to that one last. Super excited to see you guys here. We got a $1 super chat from Robert already. Thank you, Robert. Thank you for supporting the show. Thank you for being here. Shout out to everybody that's here. We've got James, Richard, XFL, Robert, Tariq. Shout out to you all. John is here. Thank you all for stopping by. Shane, super excited to get into this show today and the topics that we have because it's going to be quite the ride. Yeah. Well, where should we start? Why don't we start with something more lighthearted? Zay, do you want to take it away?
Sure. Why not? Well, I guess which one do we want to go? I guess we'll go with the one we just were talking about a minute ago. So alrighty. So let me just make sure I had the article pulled up. I just want to make sure I reference it correctly. Okay, so the article we're talking about here, comes from Deadline. Toy Story 5 trailer teases a Toys versus Tech storyline with Greta Lee voicing Lily Pad. If you haven't seen the trailer, go check out the trailer. If you haven't read this article, I'm assuming most people probably haven't, go read the article. But number one, I love the premise of this. The trailer is super, super interesting. This idea of toys versus tech is very real world applicable. So real world applicable. I think Cam and I grew up in kind of a golden spot, you could say, I feel like.
The transition spot, I feel
like. We were right in the middle of it. So Cam and I grew up playing outside. Like, we had phones, but they were like, they're still like single button text and all that weird shit. Not weird shit, but older technology.
Like the Cricket, you get 4 numbers and you just...
Right. So we grew up in the age of being able to go outside, play with your friends, like not having an iPhone stamped in your face to raise you, and then got to experience, and now are seeing the development of technology at a very rapid rate, by the way. It's absolutely insane. So it's very interesting. Also considering that I have younger cousins, and I have like Tina has siblings and stuff, and seeing how they engage with technology. And so just to give a brief summary of what the trailer basically is, you have the little girl, she's playing with her toys, she gets handed Lily Pad, which is pretty much an iPad is what it looks like, and she's just glued to the screen basically. And I mean, I've seen it everywhere. I've seen it with my own cousins. You put on Bluey for one of my younger cousins, you put on one of those shows, some YouTube like over the top kids show, they're like drones, zombies, like they hooked. And you know, it's I love the storyline. Number one, I also love the casting that we have, and they actually, if Cam wants to pull up this quote from Deadline, Conan O'Brien has also joined the voice cast as the toilet training tech toy Smarty Pants from Deadline. It is. I mean, already having Joan Cusack, Conan O'Brien, Tom Hanks, Tim Allen, that's a great cast. I can't wait to see what comes from this film. But man, it's crazy that this is where we're at. Like, that the premise of this is going to be tech versus toys. I think I'm interested to see what they do with it here and like what the resolution is. Is it like a balance? Is like the kid gets balance between toys and tech? Do they try to get tech like completely out of the picture? Lily Pad get removed from the picture? I think it's interesting. I don't know, Cam. I mean, with the institution of tech, I mean, across the board in schools, especially now, and just kids getting iPhones or access to these smart devices at such a younger age. What was your take and your thoughts on the trailer? How'd it look? And what do you think about this premise that they're going with for the film?
I thought the trailer was very interesting. I gotta say, so I saw the first 3 Toy Story movies. I have not seen the 4th one. Okay. I've heard mixed things about the 4th ones, but the 2nd one was the best in my opinion. 3 was absolutely amazing. But I will say, I was excited about this premise when I heard about it, and I still am excited about the premise, but I don't think the trailer itself moved me to be even more excited about the movie. Like, I feel like I got from the trailer what I already knew about the movie, which is it was going to be tech versus toys. And so I don't feel like, oh, there was something new, like there was new information in this trailer that got me more excited. I am still excited. But my biggest question is the one that you brought up. What's the resolution? Because we don't necessarily have one right now that I can think of, at least. There might be some kind of, evidence-based practice in psychology or something that maybe there's like a leading information on how to go about this, and maybe they do something like that. But as far as my knowledge, you could say, oh, they're just going to break the tech, but that doesn't really solve the bigger issue that the movie's trying to tackle. So, how are they going to solve it? I don't know. But I do think it's a really interesting premise. I do think it's like, what other direction would you go in? Like, I mean, this is obviously where they should be going, and I'm glad they are. The villain didn't seem like, I don't know. From the trailer, the villain seemed very like, oh yeah, I can do this, I can do that, I can do all of this. And like, oh, Bonnie's only gonna like look at me now, that kind of thing. But like, I didn't feel like, I felt like for it being tech, it would be like more, and maybe when we get in the movie, it will be, but like more manipulative or like dark or like it was
very playful, and it
was very playful.
It could cause a problem where kids might be like, I like lily pad, and be like, well, no, hold on, that's not the way. No. You need like a Black Mirror-esque type of thing.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they're gonna do, but I am excited. The trailer didn't make me more excited. I'll say the trailer was good, but it wasn't great. I do still want to see this movie when it comes out. I love the premise. I think it has the potential to be the best one, but it's got to hammer it home. And I agree with you. The biggest question is, how are they going to resolve this? Where are they going to take it?
Yeah.
Do you think, let me ask you this, by the end of the movie, do you think that Lily Pad will be integrated with the rest of the crew in a positive way? Or will she be defeated and no longer around anymore?
See, now that is a good question, and I wanna say more than likely it may be integrated. I feel like it depends on what stance they have, right? Are they like going for, again, the complete like removal of tech, basically bring back full creativity, imagine playing with action figures and stuffed animals and stuff? Or are they going to try to, go that? I feel like maybe integrate and show like, hey, look, it's not, because you don't want to make kids think it's wrong to play with these things, like to be able to use.
They could be used for education. They could be used for all kinds of things. Sure.
So I think that they're going to go with more of the integration. And it was funny that you were talking about, like the psychology and stuff about like, have there been studies in regards to like this type of stuff? There has been recent research showing that Gen Z might be the first generation to not surpass the previous generation IQ. And they are pointing at tech in schools, like ever since everything's more laptop based and all that stuff. So I mean, it's interesting. This movie's coming at an interesting time because that's pretty recent. I just saw like a clip in an article about it recently. I was like, whoa. I'm like, I did not know that. That's nuts. So yeah, I hope they just go for the integration. I also hope that, maybe the tech is like just a little bit more, like you said, manipulative, because again, if you guys go watch the trailer, you'll see like there's like an adult-ish joke in there where it's like, oh, I'm always listening. And it's like, a kid's not going to get that. They're not going to understand that. We do. I panicked when it said it. So I don't know, man. They need to make the tech just like a little bit more evil. Not crazy, not over the top, but like just a little bit more, So I guess we'll see what happens.
I do got to say, though, the funniest line in the trailer, I think, was when Rex, the T-Rex, went, oh no, extinction again, or something like that.
That was funny.
That was good. All right, guys, let us know what your thoughts are. Are you excited for Toy Story 5? It is the 5th movie in the franchise. People have complained that why are they doing another? But ultimately they've been successful. They've been doing well. Leave a comment down below. Are you going to watch it? Are you excited to watch it? How do you think it will resolve? It will be interesting based off of the quote. Conan O'Brien's going to be playing another tech toy. So it looks like there's going to be more than just the lily pad. Like there might be a tech squad and then a toy squad.
Maybe there's good tech versus bad tech.
Tech? Yeah, that's true. We'll have to see. Leave a comment down below, guys. And just to get into a few of the comments before we move on to the next subject, XF says, is Tom Hanks and Tim Allen involved? I have to look into that. Yes, they're going to be voicing.
They played into like They definitely played into like the reuniting, which I feel like was supposed to hit home for older audience. Like, the guys are back together.
Yeah, and then Woody has like a bald spot on his head now. Yeah. Richard said Cam wants more of a Black Mirror scenario. Kind of, yeah. John says, yes, they are stretching the franchise, but it's making movies for the younger generation, not really for the fans of the original as much, and that's how it should be. Well,
it's fair.
Makes sense, but let's move on into our next topic. Thank you for everybody for commenting on that one, and let's see what you guys have to say about this next one. Listen, everybody.
Oh, which one is this? I'm curious.
Toy Story wasn't the only trailer that recently dropped. There was another trailer that dropped for a little TV show. I don't know. I think it's called like House of the Dragon. And this is a show that Zay and I have watched the first 2 seasons on this channel. I think it's only fair that we continue that and do the 3rd season on this channel. But the 3rd season for House of the Dragon has dropped. Now, before anybody asks, have we seen the show that's currently airing, A Night of the Seven Kingdoms? I have not. I'm guessing Zay has not. When we will get to that, I don't know. I think we should do it on the channel. Everyone's saying it's great.
Yeah, I've heard great things.
So I would be excited to get into that at some point, but we're very busy right now, so not yet. But however, we have not seen that. Hope you guys are enjoying it. But House of the Dragon. One of the problems that Zay and I, and by the way, the Toy Story article, as Zay mentioned, you can read that on Deadline. We have the links to all the articles we use in the description, so you could check those out. Easy access for you guys to get to. This next article is from The Hollywood Reporter, and it's very interesting because one of the biggest complaints that Zay and I had about the 2nd season, I think it was in our finale reaction, is that I feel like we just watched this whole setup. But we didn't get the finale. Like, it was like, what's going on here? I feel like we watched a lot of setup, and then the season kind of ended like right at the climactic moment where they're all like going overseas and heading to war and all that stuff. So this season's got to be crazy. And according to The Hollywood Reporter, the season includes a massive battle sequence that was originally planned for the show's 2nd season, but ended up getting moved to season 3 after the season 2 episode count was reduced to 8 episodes. So that makes sense. That's why we felt like we got gypped a little bit on the 2nd season. It looks like they're kind of maybe stacking everything into this season. But guys, if you haven't seen the trailer, go watch it. This is going to be awesome. We've got dragons galore. You know I love the dragons. Super excited. It's going to be crazier than season 2, I think. It might be the best season. It's a lot is ramping up, a lot of emotions in the trailer, a lot of fire in the trailer, some crazy battle scenes you can see, all these different dragons. I'm excited. I'm hyped. It looks like I don't know if season 3 is going to be the final season. I don't think they said it was, at least. It might not be, but for anybody out there who doesn't know, you might like or dislike this. You know, some of the people out there have read the source material. They've read the Battle of the Dragons or the Fire and Blood House Targaryen thing, but apparently season 3 is taking a little bit of a detour. George R. R. Martin, I guess, split from the showrunner or whatever. They had differences, and now we're taking a little bit maybe of a different route. Could that be good? Sure. Could it be bad? Sure. How could it be good if you don't know what is going to be happen? Well, it's not what's going to happen. Well, that's exactly why it could be good, because the people out there who are familiar with the source material might get some new information to throw things up or shake things up. Now, it could be bad, but who knows? It could be good. We'll have to see. After Game of Thrones departed from the source material, things started to deteriorate quickly. So we have a different team here. Maybe it could go good. Zay, what are your thoughts? Did you enjoy the trailer? Are you hyped? Are you ready? Are you excited? How do you feel?
Yeah, the trailer gave me chills. There's a particular, I think it was like when like Allison like looked up or something. It looked like she was like, it was in a very darkish looking scene. It's very interesting, but I don't know, it gave me like chills. It was just the emotion.
It was Rhaenyra,
It was Rhaenyra. Yes, it was Rhaenyra.
It was like the very last scene, and she's like,
bro, I like it. I'm getting chills again thinking about it, because Game of Thrones obviously was awesome. House of the Dragon has been great. I definitely want us to get into the Seven Kingdoms one as well. At some point, obviously, when Cam and I have time. But dude, I'm hyped. You know, obviously, once I saw the dragons, I knew Cam was going to be absolutely ecstatic. I knew he's going to want to cover this one for sure, because You guys have heard him squeal multiple times throughout our reactions. If you've ever watched our Game of Thrones reactions,
that's Smokey the dog, by the way. Somebody just asked.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
And the tagline for it, "From fire comes darkness," is crazy. Like that's such a crazy line. Now, I was happy that they brought up the fact that the battle got moved to this third season, and thus that's why it made more sense because now thinking back on season 2, it's like because we were just waiting and waiting and waiting. Yeah, it was like, oh my god, you did all this build up. A little nervous that George is split from the showrunner. And again, like you said, when things, or at least in Game of Thrones, when they departed from source material, things got a little shaky. You don't really ever want to see the person that created the material, that created the whole saga, depart from it. So I'm curious to see how this turns out. I'm hoping it's a success because I want Game of Thrones to succeed. I mean, again, I enjoyed the original show. I've enjoyed House of the Dragon. I would hate for this season to like ruin it and drive people away from wanting to watch it. I mean, not only that, this has been a huge year for Game of Thrones. Again, with Night of the Seven Kingdoms, House of the Dragon season 3, and they have a play, Game of Thrones: The Mad King, that's opening at Royal Shakespeare Theatre. So they're going bananas with the Game of Thrones stuff. But this is exciting. If you, again, like Cam said, if you haven't seen the start or you haven't read this article, haven't seen the trailer, go check it out. Season 3 appears to be an absolute possible banger, and I cannot wait for us to dive into it in the near future.
Yeah, guys, check it out. Let us know your thoughts. Leave a comment down below. Have you read the source material? Are you excited that they're changing it up? Are you upset that they're going away from what the source material was? Are you guys excited for the third season? Are you more excited about Night of the Seven Kingdoms? What are your thoughts about House of the Dragon in the 3 Game of Thrones projects we have so far? Are you interested in watching the play that's coming out? Leave a comment down below how you guys feel about the season 3 trailer for House of the Dragon. And we'll also get into some comments. We've got, let's see, Mrs. Snapester says one battle at sea and then another on land. Oh yeah, that could be that. That'll be wild. Richard says, will the battle be during the day? Otherwise, we might not see a single thing. That's fair. Yep. Mrs. Snapester said there should be 2 massive battles this season. Richard says, I find it very hard to make any kind of connection with any of the characters in that House of the Dragon. Just couldn't get invested in it. I think that's fair. I mean, that's fair. If that's what you feel, that's what you feel. I do feel like there's somewhat of a disconnect, but I think that's what makes the show so enjoyable because you're not invested in one character and you're just like, it's like watching 2 people in like an argument in the hallway. You're just like,
you're like, oh, how's this going to turn out?
But yeah, thank you guys for letting us know your comments there. You guys can leave a comment down below if you're not here live and then you have thoughts. We'll be excited to read those. Another thing is going to be coming out soon.
Yes.
Zay, why don't you tackle that one?
Yes. So this article came from Variety. Kristen Bell joins Sonic the Hedgehog 4 as Amy Rose. People don't know who Amy Rose is. She has a crush on Sonic. She's like pink haired, like my shirt, and wears like a dress and everything. And when I saw the character and they were like, it's Kristen Bell, I was like, yes, of course. I was like, yeah, Kristen Bell just encapsulates that energy, I feel like. Obviously, Kristen Bell is no stranger to voiceover content. She was a sloth, I think, in Zootopia. She was Anna from, Frozen, which she was fantastic in. So awesome to see her in here as well. I expect great things from her. In one of the quotes, actually, I'm going to quote Variety here. One of the things I read, Metal Sonic, an intelligence robot with a dark side who appeared with Amy Rose, appeared in the mid-credits scene of Sonic the Hedgehog 3, will also appear in the upcoming action adventure, but though a voice actor hasn't been revealed. That's from Variety. And so that begs the question, who are you gonna cast for this voice? Sonic is not, the franchise is not shy of having stars in it. You have Keanu Reeves voice Shadow. Idris Elba was in it. Jim Carrey plays Dr. Robotnik. I mean, it's been a fantastic franchise. I've only seen, I think, the first one and a little bit of the second one. I had fun, though, from what I've seen. Curious to see where they go with this Metal Sonic character. Awesome to see adding Kristen Bell in here as well. In the first 3 movies, I didn't even know this, they've grossed over $1 billion. So very successful. And the same director is directing and producing everything. So, I mean, Cam, when you saw this news, what did you think about it? Did you have the same sentiments I did? Like, yes, she's perfect for the role. And do you have any thoughts on who might get casted to be Metal Sonic in this installment?
So first, to answer the question, when I saw it was Kristen Bell, I was like, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Like, how could you pick this isn't like a Chris Pratt is playing Mario situation. Right. This is like oh yeah, that makes absolute sense. It's so weird because I'm like, I feel like when I imagined Amy Rose speaking, that's how she would sound, like Kristen Bell. So, I mean, you really can't get a better choice than that, I feel like. She did Anna in Frozen, so she knows what she's doing. She's a great voice actress. I think she's going to do great as Amy. That casting announcement, that is something that made me more excited about the movie.
Okay.
There are certain people they could have casted where I'm like, okay, we'll see how that goes. There are certain people they could have casted that would have made me thought, I'm less excited now. But that casting actually made me more excited. I'm like, okay, they're invested in this character. They're going to do more with her. I've seen all 3 Sonic movies. I think they're great. I think the second one is the worst. It's brutal to get through certain moments.
The second one, you said?
Yeah, it's brutal to get through certain moments. But the third one, it's great. Shadow has layers to him. Keanu Reeves is voicing him.
I didn't know that. I was like, oh.
Yeah, I know. They really went hard for Shadow. Jim Carrey plays himself and his own grandpa or something like that. That was pretty cool.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but where are they going to go now? I don't know. Who? I think the idea of introducing Metal Sonic is fun. I played Sonic when I was younger. I'm familiar with these characters. Are we going to get cameos from like the crocodile guy? Like there was a few different Sonic characters that be interesting to see. I don't know. Is Jim Carrey going to come back? Because he was in all 3. Is he going to come in for the 4th one? I've seen. I wonder how far you can take this, because if they keep it to Amy and Metal Sonic, they could probably do a 5th or 6th or 7th movie, because there's so many other characters in the franchise that they haven't included yet.
Yeah.
They seem to be very sparing with their characters. Like the first movie was just Sonic with like an end credit scene of Tails. And then was Tails more involved in the first movie?
I don't know.
He might have been. I don't think so. Either way, the second one, Knuckles comes in. Yeah. And then the third one, you've got Shadow. The 4th one, you have Amy and Metal Sonic.
Yeah, they're doing good not to overload any film with just like a flood of all the characters. Which is good for them. It's allowing them to space out the story.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited. Who could play Metal Sonic? Oh, man. I think I would actually like to see who would... Oh, I feel like this is kind of ridiculous.
Okay.
Like James Spader, because he did Ultron. Like maybe him to do Metal Sonic. Who else has like a monotone? But I feel like you know what they might do? They might just save some money and make Metal Sonic voiced by the guy who plays Sonic, Ben Schwartz, and just add like a automated.
That would
robot Sonic. I don't know. I'm excited to see how it plays out. Either way, I think it's going to be fun. What do you guys think? Are you excited for Sonic 4? Apparently, it comes out March next year, so it's coming up. Wow. The same guy who directed the first 3 is directing this one, apparently. Yeah. Are you guys interested in Amy and the Metal Sonic dynamic? Where are they going to go with this? Is it going to be, well, I won't say anything about the past movies, but is Metal Sonic going to be the villain? We know that Jim Carrey's character makes robots. Okay. So is he going to be the one that made Metal Sonic? Who made Metal Sonic?
Those are all great questions.
Is Metal Sonic going to like switch sides throughout the movie? Is there going to be a bigger villain? What are your guys' thoughts, speculations? Let us know. Super excited. How do you feel about the news? Do you think Kristen Bell is a good choice? Not a good choice. Let us know.
Let us know.
Richard says Yancey Brown might be a good pick for Metal Sonic. I have to recheck who Yancey Brown is. Give him a robotic Morgan Freeman voice, Star-Lord 7 says.
That would be interesting. Crazy. That would be very interesting.
We've got a Hayden Christensen from Tariq, Tom Hiddleston from Migsy.
Okay.
They need to get the actor who voiced Kronk in The Emperor's New Groove. He'd work. Yeah, I mean, we got some funky voices being offered for Metal Sonic. XF says Jim Carrey has semi-retired from what I heard. He has walked away from Hollywood. Yeah, but he said that before the third one, and then he went and did the third one. So I don't know. We'll have to see. Any amount of money can make someone go back to work, I feel like.
Certain people for sure, yeah. We'll see.
We'll have to see. Well, next up on the list, we got something interesting. You know, one of the things we've kind of like lightly been tapping on throughout some of our episodes, or at least maybe on the last one, we've been kind of like dipping our foot in the water and kind of mentioning the whole Netflix, Paramount, Warner Brothers love triangle thing that's been going on. Okay. We know Warner Brothers. If you don't know, Warner Brothers is kind of offering itself up to be sold. Netflix and Paramount are kind of like competing head to head to buy it. Warner Brothers seem to have blown Paramount off and have pretty much prescribed themselves to Netflix. But now Warner Brothers, I guess, is like, before we go over there, what's like your final offer to Paramount, I guess?
Right.
And Netflix is like, well, hey, remember us? So
don't forget about us.
Don't forget about us. We got a lot going on. You guys will have to look into it. Really more detailed about kind of what's happening in that space. But it seems like someone has an opinion on the matter. And that is James Cameron, the director of 3 of the highest 5 grossing movies of all time. And he has quite the bit of input. Now this came from, I believe this was from Variety. No, this one is from the Hollywood Reporter. Let me double check.
Yes,
it is from, it's from the Hollywood Reporter. You guys can check it out yourself. Link is in the comments, or link is in the description below. James Cameron writes a letter to Senator Mike Lee, I believe was the name. Yeah. And he basically talks about how he thinks that Warner Brothers, basically he backs up the idea of Warner Brothers going with Paramount and says that if Warner Brothers, and I'm kind of paraphrasing here, you guys have to read it yourself, but if Warner Brothers essentially teams up with Netflix, it could be disastrous to the movie theater business. We kind of talked about on one of our previous episodes how Netflix said that they would do a 45-day theatrical window. They kind of made some promises like, oh no, we care about theaters, but James Cameron doesn't seem to be buying it at all. And if he is buying it, he doesn't believe it'll last. James Cameron in the letter brought up a good point. He said, according to the Hollywood Reporter, in the letter he wrote to Mike Lee, James Cameron said, what are the teeth in the deal? What administrative body will hold them to task if they slowly sunset their so-called commitment to theatrical releases? But once they own a major movie studio, that's irrevocable. The ship has sailed. What he's kind of pleading here or saying is like, listen, and you can read the article. It's interesting. They kind of point out how James Cameron has this kind of opinion that Netflix is its company, its business ideals, its motivation, like the reason, like its
business model goes.
Its business model, yeah. Essentially is anti-collaborative with a theater going studio. It goes against, it contradicts. Netflix is a streaming service, and by putting movies in theaters, even if it's for 45-day window, they're taking people away from their streaming platform. So James Cameron doesn't think that that'll last. Now that's a pretty good argument. And I really like the point that he made about what's to stop them from slowly kind of like retracting that. So they can put it out for 45-day window, but for how long? They don't. from as far as I know, they don't specify. They're not going to say for the next 10 years we'll do that. Like, what if they do it for the next 4 movies or 5 movies, or they slowly start to bring it back to where everything is back on Netflix? And James Cameron talks about how it could destroy movie theaters who rely on big tentpole films coming out from studios like Warner Brothers at keeping them in business. If those movies aren't getting tickets and funding, then perhaps people involved with them they'll hire less people and they'll lose their jobs too. So it's really interesting way to kind of perceive it. And I wouldn't say that I disagree with him. Oh. I think he raises some strong concerns. And while I was kind of on board more with Warner Brothers and Netflix getting together, just because I feel like Paramount's been they've been a little bit iffy about how they've been going about this process. I might have to lean back towards Paramount just for the sake of the industry. Zay, what are your thoughts about what James Cameron had to say? Does he make sense to you? Where do you lean on this deal? Where do you think it should go? Should it go? Let me ask you this. Should they do what's best for Warner Brothers versus what's best for the movie industries? Is what's best for Warner Brothers for them to go to Netflix? Like if you think about it, how much do they got to concern with themselves? What are your thoughts about this whole situation?
Yeah, so I think James Cameron's 100% right. Number one, Netflix doesn't have, there's no stake in Netflix keeping films in theaters because that's not where their money's made. Their money's made because they're a streaming service. And I mean, I can tell you just from experience, when Lost was on Netflix and T and I saw it was leaving at the end of the year, 99% of our nights, we were like, oh, we're going to watch it because we want to get through the show. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. And Warner Brothers being a film, they're the antithesis of each other. One requires you to go to a theater and go watch the movie in a brick and mortar building. The other one allows you to stay at home and it's more convenient. And after COVID, movie theaters took such a hit already that I feel like this could be a very, very bad blow to the theater industry in general. And, what I do love about James Cameron is how concerned he is with the trickle-down effects. It's not just affecting him, but it's do you think about, he said, he's like, job losses will spiral. It's not just, it doesn't just end right there with Warner Brothers getting pulled into Netflix. It's anyone that works in movie theaters, well, if they close, bye, that's your job. Thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people lose jobs across the board. So it's sad. I hope they don't go with Netflix. This definitely swayed me more to the Paramount side. Again, even if I know Paramount has a streaming service, but they also have a film studio. So they still have a reason to put these things out into theaters overall, where Netflix, again, just doesn't really have a reason. And I had not even thought about the fact of, what administrative body is going to hold them to doing that? Who's tracking that? Who's keeping track? Has it been in theaters for 45 days? Or would we see 45 days? Oh, and it slowly hits 30 days. And then,
right.
And then guess what? This next release directly to Netflix. It's not going to go to the theater directly there. I think Warner Brothers needs to search for the balance of doing the best for them. But I think doing the best for them, I feel like doing the best for them would be going with Paramount, because I feel like it's just going to cause a trickle-down effect of losing jobs in Warner Brothers too, in the studio as well. I feel like it's just across the board a bad idea. I don't think they should go with Netflix. And what was crazy is, I don't think we have the clip, but to basically summarize it, the CEO of Netflix literally has said that movie theaters are outdated. It's an outdated concept. He literally has said that before, and it's an outmoded idea. And so you want to give him a movie theater or a film studio? He doesn't care about theater. It's insane. You can make all the promises in the world in the beginning, but at the end of the day, it's about the money. I mean, when you're that high up of these companies, they're looking at the cash flow, and they're going to look at what's going to be the best for them, not necessarily what's the best for everyone else. And I was already concerned with them going with Netflix getting Warner Brothers, because what's that even going to be like for subscription costs? Because now they can really charge if you have access to all the stuff that Warner Brothers has access to. Oh my God. Be a nightmare. So, I mean, I guess, and it's how do you stop it? Either Paramount has to win the bid, or you have to basically try to make an argument of monopolization in court and try to block it that way. So it's gonna be interesting to see how this shakes out. It gets juicier and juicier every week, and it feels like we've just been getting pieces of the puzzle throughout this. Just like, oh, the Netflix deal, and then like, oh, people are concerned about the Netflix deal. Now this is like a very thick article, just full of information, full of stuff I wasn't even aware of. So yeah, I don't know. I think they need to go Paramount. I hope they go Paramount. But who's to say what happens? Maybe Paramount has a trick up their sleeve and it goes to Paramount and they turn out to be the super villain and it was a red herring. I don't know, man. It's a sticky situation. It stinks that Warner Brothers is being bought out. I wish they would just stay independent. So I don't know. I guess we're gonna have to see what happens. A little nerve-wracking.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, it literally will go one of two ways.
Yeah.
And we'll have to see which way. What do you guys think? Do you agree with our thoughts on the matter? Do you have your own opinions that might be a little bit different? How do you feel about what James Cameron had to say? I mean, he's making an active plea. What do you think of, I mean, from what I've seen, you could check this out on the Hollywood Reporter. It's really interesting. There's a lot more in detail on that article that we haven't talked about, especially with his thoughts and things like that. You guys got to check it out. But yeah, what are your guys' opinions on this matter? Let's dive into a couple right now.
Yeah.
Richard says, I'm in the minority, but I wouldn't be against cinemas closing except for the job losses. Oof, yeah, I mean, listen, I don't agree. It's nice that you're concerned about the job losses, but I like the movie theater experience. I really do. I think that it just delivers something you can't necessarily get at home.
Everyone has access, especially if you don't have like a theater setup, like speakers and stuff. That, like Avengers Endgame, imagine watching that at home versus when we saw it in the theaters. It was way different.
Oh, yeah. The PDX Pug says, I called him overrated last week, but I'm glad a big guy in the industry is saying something. Yeah, he's standing up.
Yeah.
We need theaters. Starlord 7 says, I don't need a monthly subscription for theaters. Yeah, but you do got to pay for your ticket. Excalibur says,
some do have subscriptions now too.
That's true. Excalibur says theaters cannot close. Ticket prices need to come down.
Yeah.
Buddy, I'll tell you what, if Warner Brothers buys Netflix, ticket prices are going to go up. They're going to need to do something to support their business, to keep their industry going. XF says it looks like there's a no-win with the Paramount versus Warner Brothers debate. It just hurts the consumer. I mean, it's
like the lesser of two evils, I guess, is what you're kind of picking.
Maybe, yeah. Tariq says we need the movie theater. PDX says my sister-in-law has one, I think referring to a subscription. She loves it and plays movie roulette, goes in blind every time. Yeah, that's great. And Mrs. Snapester agrees with James, says it's difference between buying a CD and going to a concert.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
What James said. Yeah. Staying at home is convenient, but something will be missed about seeing a film in theater with a community of strangers. You know what, too? I think that XF says they should stick with the 45 days in theaters. Here's the thing. I would say that I have confidence that the theater going experience is so innate and crucial to society. And I know it took a hit during COVID, and I know a lot of people don't appreciate it the way that it used to. But I think there's enough people that if the industry was hurt that bad from an acquisition by something like Netflix and theaters closed down for good, I don't think they'll close quietly like a Blockbuster or something. I think people will like go not riot, but people will make a stand to bring theaters back. Whether it's paying more, whether it's boycotting a certain streaming service or something. I don't think people are going to be like, oh, I guess that's the end of theaters. It's just a unique experience you cannot get anywhere else. But hopefully we never have to go down that road. So
I hope.
Well, there is one road we are going down. And this one is actually uniting the studios in a way that I have never seen before.
Nah.
This is unprecedented times, guys, and we have talked about AI in the past. But
AI
if you notice
slop.
in the description, you can read a series of articles
Yeah.
regarding this topic, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have already heard. Starting with the Brad Pitt versus Tom Cruise fight AI situation. Oh my gosh, has it snowballed? Has it snowballed?
It's insanity.
This is like Avengers level event now. Like the studios are coming together like I have never seen before, one after another. Not only the studios, but we're talking SAG-AFTRA, the Motion Pictures Association, I believe. This report, you can check it out on Variety. Guys, there's so many articles to go through, and I do have them listed in, I think, chronological order. But to give you guys a kind of idea of what happened, the TikTok company ByteDance, and if I'm getting any of this wrong, please read the articles. I don't want to.
It's
ByteDance. Yeah. Oh, ByteDance. Yeah. I don't want to come across as someone who is factually giving out 100% information, because I can't promise you I'm understanding it correctly or paraphrasing it as perfectly as possible. You guys can read it, check for yourself. But from my understanding, a company, the TikTok company ByteDance, a Chinese company, has unveiled their Sundance, or is it
Seedance
2.0,
yeah,
which is an AI company that is an AI generative tool or whatever. It can make AI videos by giving it prompts. They've rolled it out, and people have been using it to create all kinds of different AI videos with Superman, I guess, Game of Thrones videos.
Name it, they probably did it. It's crazy.
I mean, there was one about Elon Musk being in Squid Game. I mean, it is. I was laughing when I was reading these articles of how many different things people have made with this AI tool. All of it, from what I've read, basing off of copyright information. And we kind of made a analogy in a previous video. We actually made a short about it. You can check it out if you want, where I talk about, if I steal bricks and then build a house, is the house mine? And people had their thoughts about that. But this is a very similar situation. In a sense, under my opinion, and many, many others, Seedance is stealing bricks that belong to other people and trying to build their own house, or essentially allow other people to use the platform to build their own house. It started it started becoming more popular with the whole Brad Pitt, Tom Cruise scenario. Now, they have been releasing videos before then, or videos have been generated before then of all kinds of other things. But after that, it gained widespread attention, and so did the other videos at that point. Studios, SAG-AFTRA said it could be one of the other ones, but people have said it's blatant copyright infringement, infringement on intellectual property. SAG-AFTRA, MPA, then we had Disney and Paramount stepping in. Before that, we had, I think, Warner Brothers stepped in at a certain point.
Netflix is in it now.
Chronology wrong, but yeah, Netflix, Paramount, Sony.
Those are the four major ones. They've sent like cease and desist letters and everything. They are writing. Yeah, they're like, stop it. They're saying like, cease all activity now, like now.
Right now. They said, we've had enough. And you know what's crazy? The drama here is insane. You could watch a movie off of this and it would be so entertaining, because it turns out that, and we might be all over the place here, but it turns out that the one of the people in charge of defending Warner Brothers intellectual property, is now the general counsel for ByteDance, or for that company. And they're like, hey man, don't start hurting the property you once defended. Like it's dramatic. Like it really is interesting. They're making pleas to them, cease and desist. They're saying, you better stop. Everyone is losing their mind in the industry about this whole AI situation. And, it seems like Seed Dance was kind of pinning it on the users. Like their only statement was, "Oh, we're gonna stop, or we're gonna try to set barriers to like limit this and limit the users from being able to do this," and like. Their statement was basically like, "Oh yeah, well we'll get on that." That's basically what their statement was, in my opinion. We'll get on that. But
they're taking no responsibility. They're saying it's the users will work on the safeguards. It's like what all the basic all of these Paramount, all of them want safeguards to be established and involved in it now, basically.
Yeah. So to us, it seems like they're taking no responsibility. It's actually kind of funny though, because it seems like I could be getting this wrong. Warner Brothers and Sony, I believe, have made the argument that like, and maybe some of the others have made the argument that like, oh no, this isn't just like the user's problem, and this isn't just like, oh, you discovered this was happening. The argument they're making is you had to be using our copyrighted material in your AI training models to be able to do something like this. So what they're saying is you infringed our copyright before you even released this tool. You used our bricks to build your house, and you can't blame people for living in it. That's essentially the argument. You're the one that built it. You're the one that used our property for your training models. You already infringed. And I gotta say, these cease and desists, they're mercy. These are the businesses being nice. And they're even on the fence about it. Even that some of these studios are like, we feel like you've done worse, but we're sending you the cease and desist. Like, no, we feel like you've done worse, but we can do worse, but we're sending the cease and desist. And it's so interesting. I mean, what we're saying that sounds like an opinion is clearly just our opinions. Again, we can't speak factually on everything. Read the articles yourself. But it really is dramatic. It's very entertaining to kind of read through everything and see the drama and all the studios joining in against it, one after another. It's only a matter of time before Apple probably joins in too, like Apple TV or whatever.
Oh God, right? Yeah.
It is crazy. And here's the sad thing though. Apparently, some other AI models are kind of being pursued by some of these studios as well. But according to the way that the Chinese like judicial system is set up or something like that, it could take 18 to 24 months before they even like start something. And that is not good because, how long are they going to be able to get away with this? I don't know. I do believe that this is infringement. If you use the property, if you use the intellectual property of these companies to create your training models, you're violating copyright, in my opinion. I mean, clearly it's not yours to use, and the product that's being produced is not yours to produce. Point blank, and the period. And what's funny is, now this might not be with ByteDance or with Seed Dance. It might be, but it might not be. But guys, this is spreading beyond just Hollywood. According to Variety, who talks about what BBC News reported, the controversy has extended beyond Hollywood. The Japanese government has launched an investigation into potential copyright violations after AI-generated videos of popular anime characters appeared online. This is becoming continental. I mean, this is becoming across the globe issue, and it's happening right now. This is insane. Zay, when you read this, what were you thinking? Whose side are you on? Do you feel like this is getting out of hand? What are your thoughts about this whole analogy? Do you agree with the bricks house analogy? Do you have your own analogy? Do you think what are your thoughts about this whole?
Yeah, I agree with the bricks analogy. Yeah, they're stealing bricks. And so is it really your house? No, because that was my house and now I have no home. What didn't let you rob me of my home? Now, what's crazy too is, one, I don't know, man, they better count their days, because you're touching into the anime space. We know how heavy they are in copyright. They don't play. Yeah. They do not play. Nintendo does not play. If you did anything with Nintendo, you're cooked. I mean, it's crazy with how the Chinese government set up though. That's going to make it a way more daunting process because of how this is going to be handled. And you know, it was one of the articles, one of the craziest spit in the face moments I read about in it was in regards to Bridgerton, which is a Netflix show. There was an AI generated clip of one of the characters in a very like specific outfit that's from the show, and ByteDance promoted it with Bridgerton hashtags on social media.
They know what they're doing.
So they did it, and then they said, "Fuck you anyway." Like, what are you gonna do about it? I will say that, listen, there's a right way to go about it and a wrong way, right? You were kind of mentioned before, ByteDance isn't the first one to do it. Sora 2 had also done it. This is OpenAI's version of C-Dance, basically. And what ended up happening is they got this same situation happened. They basically were told, stop it. And they ended up getting, they made a deal with Disney. There's like 200 licensed characters to Sora. So you're allowed to make content with those 200 licensed. That's okay, that's fine. But when you have some of the stuff that's being made is insanity. And it's so advanced and so good, it's really a problem. Like, I mean, it's crazy. It actually, one of the sadder things, I'm going to paraphrase this here, was from Rhett Reese, the writer of Deadpool, basically said, it's likely over for us. Soon, you're not going to be able to distinguish what's Hollywood made and what's AI made. And that's sad to hear. I mean, it's, I feel like we're losing this battle in the film industry with Netflix possibly getting Warner Brothers, so streaming and losing theaters, and now AI taking away jobs, like people being able to be creative. I mean, it's not like it'll never take away from the creativity of the individual, but when that clip, I guess, was generated using 2 sentences, you use 2 sentences to generate that. Don't give some kid in his room that wrote a script out, has the free time to write a script out, that power. He could create a 2.5 hour movie with score and everything. Like, it's really, it is infringement. You're using the likeness of these people. It's without any sort of consent, permission, and it can be used for your benefit, your gain, your growth. It's just, I agree. It's complete infringement. I'm blatant infringement, as some of them, I think it was Warner Brothers that might have said that. And dude, I don't know. We've been talking about AI. It's crazy how advanced this stuff is getting, and it's scary at the same time. Like, it's like, where do you go from here? How much, like, in 2 years from now, what's AI going to be able to do? If it's already doing this, where people are getting bamboozled, I get bamboozled on the internet all the time. I watch a video, I have to like look at people's fingers and be like, do they have 6 fingers for some odd reason? Is there like you know what I'm saying? It's like that type of shit constantly.
At what point does video evidence become inadmissible to court?
That's true. If AI could generate, how good of a video could AI generate? Could people get falsely, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a million and one things that could go wrong. I'm not totally against AI. I think AI has its uses. I think it has advantages to it. It's very intelligent. It can do stuff very fast. It assists me constantly at work. We have an AI that we use for certain things.
But you know what? I don't think that this problem, from what I've seen, the problem isn't AI. It's the company behind it.
It really, yes, because they're the ones that are creating this AI and giving it this like no barriers. They should be installing these barriers, therefore it cannot happen. And they haven't even released what they're using to train the AI. So people don't even know how they're getting the videos, at least to my knowledge. Without them revealing,
I think that's the theory, is that these studios think they're using their content to train the model to be able to produce
basically similar stuff, with the voices being accurate and stuff. You ever see the video of Will Smith eating spaghetti? Do you know what I'm talking about? You ever seen that?
Seen that one.
Okay, there's a video that was generated. It's an AI generated video. I recommend people watch it. It was like from a few years ago versus now, and it's Will Smith eating spaghetti. The difference is insane. The first video on the left of him eating spaghetti, his like eyes out of place randomly, like you can tell it. This other one, it looks like it was shot in 4K with like the highest quality like microphone. It's scary. It's scary.
Oh,
so these were hi Yogi. I know AI is crazy. So there needs to be some safeguards. I'm not against ByteDance if they're willing to maybe go the Sora route, the OpenAI route. However, it doesn't feel like they want to, and the way that they're pinning it on users and not even taking responsibility in the first place from it gives me the feeling that they're not interested in making any deals. And if it's that hard to do like copyright infringement and that type of stuff in the Chinese government, like get these cases, going, then they might just be like, yeah, what are you going to do? You're never going to get this case to trial, or it's going to take too long, and Lord knows where we're going to be at by that time. So I don't know, man. I'm nervous about it. I like seeing this cool shit people do with AI, but then when you're just blatantly like robbing people and robbing creative work, undercutting the actors and actresses that, again, we've talked about, put their life's work into this shit. They've been doing this for years. Some of them literally sacrificed everything, sold everything for a shot and made it. And you're just undercutting it with this. It's disrespectful, and it's definitely copyright infringement.
Yeah, I agree. And let me tell you this. Here's the next question. If it takes so long for them to like actually take action because it's in, what's happening is based in China or whatever, at what point will they or can they turn to America and be like, well, then we can't allow this to be shown to our population. Like this is a violation of our rights. Let's sue like any platform showing it. Right. Okay. And then, the platforms aren't going to deal with that. They're gonna be like, fine, we'll ban that from our platform. No problem. We don't want to deal with getting sued. And then the question is, though, even if they're able to do that, the effect on America will be, more people have to go out and buy tickets or whatever to watch this content. But in China is still a massive contributor to the global box office of movies. Certain movies, they're huge contributors. And if they're able, we don't have a say in what goes on in another country, and their courts can do whatever they want. So who's to say that once we tackle the issue here, if that issue keeps going there, who's to say they'll ever go back out and buy a movie from, produced from Disney or whatever, when they could just watch their AI all the time or whatever. So I don't know what the solution is here. I think the solution it obviously involves what's happening, people in studios fighting and standing up, and we'll only have to wait and see. What are your guys' thoughts about this whole situation? If you really want to go for a really fun 30-minute to an hour ride, click the articles in the description and go through each one. It gets funnier and funnier, and the drama gets crazier and crazier.
It's insane.
It was a real roller coaster of a read. What are your guys' thoughts about the situation? How do you feel? Do you know much about it? Do you not have an opinion about it? Do you have a strong opinion about it? Do you think that it should stop? Do you feel like there's no issue with the fact that AI is doing this? Do you think that there should be new laws or regulations in place for AI for everything, or just some things? Guys, what are your thoughts about this? That's pretty much it. Like, what are you guys thinking about this whole thing? Star-Lord says, what's next? AI movie reaction videos? Oh, they'll happen.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they'll happen.
Oh, they'll happen.
Oh,
someone will find, because that monetization, you can create someone reacting to a movie. You don't got to do it.
But you know what I do think? I think in a weird way, movie reactions are probably going to be one of the most protected forms of content, because it being AI ruins the concept of it.
Right.
Like a lot of things being AI, people don't care. They're like, I still get to see Tom Cruise fighting Brad Pitt. They're acting. It's AI. It's a robotic. Who cares? But movie reactions, people go to see other people for a reason.
It would just be but you'd have to be able to differentiate it. Would be the problem if it gets good enough.
If people don't know, then that's even worse. But but when it comes to like, if people know, they won't watch it. I feel like there's certain AI things that if people know, they'll still watch it. But for movie reactions, it's ruins the whole purpose of it. Tariq says AI can be good in the right hand, in the wrong hands, it can be bad. Yep.
Big time.
Let's see here. Drop Barracuda says, invent time travel, go back in time and give Sam Altman a hug before he destroys them. Let's see.
Why, Sam? Why'd you do this?
Feline says, maybe you guys are AI. How do we know? I'm not AI. Why would you say I'm AI?
Yeah, I know, right? Like, dude, Crazy, man.
I saw a dog eat a woman's head that turned into lettuce. It was the most disturbing thing.
It's so crazy. I like watch videos or like when it's like a dog and all of a sudden just like stands up and starts tap dancing. I'm like, ew, what are you doing? Leave the dog alone.
Oh my gosh, yeah. It's absolutely. Have you seen the video where it's like when your girl is yelling at you, but you look over and see your cat, and you look over and the cat's like,
yeah,
and the cat's like trying not to laugh.
Oh.
Migsy says, if you want a good video, Neil deGrasse Tyson put out a video of an AI generated video of false information given by him, and it's not him, and it's something that he knows is entirely false.
Yeah, I mean, that's the other thing too. You can AI generate like imagine AI generate a leader of some industry and them putting out false information to drive some propaganda, basically propagandize it.
At what point is it going to be like, no, I'm the real Cameron? You know what I'm saying? Like,
you're like, yeah, now it's a Spider-Man meme. Like, what?
Yeah, XF says, I remember that 60s Star Trek episode where the computer generated fake video of an incident that gets Kirk in trouble in trial. Yeah, there's going to be a point where they're like, and I'll tell you what, I'll tell you this right now.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe right now we're not yet at the point where high quality video can be 100% determined as like unknowable if it's AI or not. But, you know, in courts, they use videos from security cameras that I feel like an AI could replicate perfectly. Like,
dude, know what else is another scary movie that's coming out is, or it might have came out, Mercy with Chris Pratt, where he's a cop and he has to basically prove his innocence to an AI judge. It's an AI operated court. It gives you like 30 minutes to prove your innocence, basically.
Oh my gosh.
I'm
Wait,
like,
that's a movie?
It's a movie, yeah.
Oh,
it like recently came out. I was like, dude, oh my, or it's 90 minutes or something like that to prove your innocence. It's like, I don't like this. Stop giving ideas to the people in power.
Yeah, that's John says, we had an AI issue near me where an employee made an AI of his boss to get him fired.
That's insanity. John always has some crazy story.
Yeah, that's nuts. Guys, it's scary out there. Let us know how you feel about this. If you're not watching this live, leave a comment down below. If you are watching this live and you have any suggestions, let us know. Thank you guys for coming here and supporting the show.
Hell yeah.
Super, super interesting topics. Really, really juicy. And again, we hit highest viewers in one moment in the stream again. So we're just getting better and better in our show.
Growing and growing. Appreciate everybody stopping by. Like Cam said, it's awesome.
Yeah. Well, I will say we keep this episode short if you guys want. Maybe we could just do a separate suggestion stream, see how that goes.
Yeah, if you want, we could try to schedule like a separate suggestion stream, or we'll just no news in the beginning, old school style.
Old school style. Maybe that's how you guys prefer it. Thank you guys for stopping by. It was great for having you here. You guys can check us out right after this on Zay's Twitch. Zay, you want to tell them about that?
Yeah, guys, I will be live on Twitch with Cameron and one of our other friends playing. I don't know what we're going to be playing tonight. I have a couple ideas, but if you guys want to tune on in, it's linked below any of our videos. Make sure you stop by. Let us know if you're from the channel. It'd be super fun. Yeah, it gets a little wacky, gets a little woozy over there. I've already seen a few names that usually pop in over there. See Phil, Rob, John, and everybody. So appreciate you all. We'll be live probably like 8 p.m. Eastern, maybe.
Yeah,
8 p.m.
probably
around that time. So tune it on in and hope to see you all there.
Yep. Hope to see you all there, guys. It's a great time. Stay tuned for the next episode. Come and see us next week. We'll be super excited to see you. If you're here, come join the Twitch. We'll be super excited to see you. Keep the action going. But yeah, that's it for this week. Who knows what's going to come out next week?
I don't know.
We'll see you guys on the next one. And peace.